Hello and welcome to the Dead Until Dusk Paranormal Podcast. My name is Connor,
I'm Brian.
and we are your hosts this evening. Now, joining us is our friend Mary, who works at Surflight Theatre in Long Beach Island, New Jersey. Um, she has a haunted encounter, an experience that she is so kindly willing to share with us tonight. Mary, how are you doing?
I'm good, guys. Connor and Brian, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you
No
so
problem.
much for being here. So, Mary, we understand that you have a paranormal encounter at Surflight Theatre. Now, do you have do you have some history of Surflight that you might be able to share with us real quick before we take
I do. A little background.
Yeah.
Surflight Theater has been around on Long Beach Island in New Jersey for 72 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 72nd year. Had a nice celebration of our 70th year back in 2019, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, the theater originally was thought of and brought to life by Joseph P. Hayes. He ran the theater in various locations around the island. And just like we did last year, we kind of did, what's old is new again. He actually started in a tent. About where a restaurant called Kubel's 2 is located. They moved around a bit, it was a tent, just like we did last year because of COVID. We had to do it in a tent. So it was kind of, bringing the old back.
Bringing it all back, yep, exactly.
Bringing the old back.
Like an old circus
Then
tent,
he
kinda?
moved into the area that Connor knows well, was where the shop is.
Yep.
The original shop did not have multiple stories on top of it for housing because he did not house his actors at the time, 70 some odd years ago. But it had a tin roof at the time. So think about that in the rain. Yeah, a little noisy. There are no bathrooms either.
Yeah.
So what they had to do was kind of catty-cornered across from us. Well, it's obviously a brand new building right now, but was the Beach Haven Borough Hall. That's where you had to go use bathrooms.
All right.
Yeah, interesting. So it took, it was there for a long time. I mean, I still hear stories from people that come now. I remember when it was, under the tin roof, or, I used to bring my kids when they were 2 or 3. Now the kids are coming and telling the same stories. It's pretty funny. And those kids, quote unquote kids, are, in their 80s. Well, actually. So the theater that Connor knows so well now was built in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right now, it seats 452 people in 13 rows. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to use those 452 seats in over a year now.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But we have moved inside for the winter. We had our Christmas and our fall shows inside.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, how was that? How did everything turn out for that?
It was good. It was good. It's kind of tough because we can only do 25%. So 25% of 452 is like 112 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's it's a little rough, but we made it work. We sat every other row, so there's nobody directly in front of anybody or directly behind them, and then we put 3 seats between each group of folk, and then they had to wear their masks all the time, which a lot of people didn't like. It's like, well, you're inside,
Them's the rules. Well, you know what? I'm glad it worked out, and I'm glad you guys have been pushing through the way you have been, and keeping the arts alive, because that's what has to be done now.
Right, yeah. Well, we were one of the only few theaters in New Jersey, much less the rest of the country, that actually put on a season.
Yeah.
We're very proud of that, and even our chosen freeholders gave us a little award, aren't you guys great, yada, yada. Yeah, we are.
If you're not
And
gonna
we
toot your
killed
own
it
horn.
last year. We did great shows. We had a great crew and staff.
Well, I saw the
and-
sets. The sets were great. Yeah, Mary Beth says that I know the theater. So for a time, I was the technical director at a Surflight Theatre. This is how Mary and I know each other so well. But
Yeah, exactly.
but that's great.
just-
And yeah, and I was
yeah,
looking at the photos. Everything was
ahead.
beautiful. The sets were great. You guys really did pull off something spectacular. So yeah, hats off to y'all.
Thanks. Yeah, hey, we did. I mean, Steve came up with the idea, and then we just ran with it.
You run with it. You improvise. That's generally how it goes.
Yeah, we made it work. Steve's always a big one for, we have a problem. Let's see how we can fix it. Not
Making it work. Yep. All about solutions. Anyway,
right, exactly. And then we had a hurricane.
And yeah.
Sure
The
that-
hurricane. Yes.
Hurricane destroyed the tent.
Yes, that's right. I
Yes.
saw the photos of that. My heart went out to all of you guys during
Yeah.
that time.
But
you guys
the
continue.
community came together. The stage survived. Most of the rigging survived. Guys were pretty good about pulling stuff down before the hurricane because you usually know it's coming a few days ahead.
Yeah.
They worked well into the night to get everything down the night before. And then we got up and running 2 days later.
See, every problem has a solution. The show
Yes.
must go on.
The show must go on.
And
Yep.
I definitely know that from working around Connor and
Yep.
it's been
Connor was great. Yeah,
10
you've been a
years?
nice addition to the crew. It was a great crew last year.
Oh well, it was beautiful to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so you're talking about the history of the theater. Now you mentioned the last hurricane. What about the hurricane that really put everything down? I guess we're
Well,
a little off
that's-
topic, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Everything has to
tropical storm or mega storm or whatever it was called, Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, 2012. Well, quick note, Steve and his crew, including me, were not here at that time.
Yeah.
Steve was let go, then the rest of us followed him, and he created Ocean Professional Theater Company.
Yes.
We were not here, but we saw the damage. There's all kinds of plaques inside the theater, an in-show place, and all different places where the water came up. So it came up to in the theater about between row E and F, which is the 5th and 6th rows in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Just about halfway up.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think about, like going into the theater. You
Yeah.
you never know anything happened.
Yeah. Yeah, they did some work. We did the rest of it. I mean, we had to rebuild the stage in 2017
Yeah.
when we reopened. Because, it was closed for a couple years.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Exactly.
was the previous owners and staff went bankrupt. And so the bank took over the theater and didn't do anything. The place was just left to kind of go to seed, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
But it did not.
It did not. Yep. Well, and again, once the community came together, Beach Haven's a small town.
Yeah.
The island's a small community.
And
I mean,
there's-
people
and
just stepped up.
And I think it's something to note. There's no movie theater on the island.
Not anymore. There used to be 3. Not anymore.
I mean, and there's like entertainment, but it's more like arcades and like there's no other live entertainment on the island that I can really think of except for Surflight.
Yeah. Well, bars, and they have most of the bars around here. They have music, but that's about it. Bands and what have you. But yeah, there's no theaters. There's no camps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And touring shows, but okay. And so, Surflight was saved, and now you guys are there, still putting on shows, and at the same time experiencing strange and unusual happenings.
Indeed.
And I for one know from personal experience, there is something going on in that theater. But I'd love to know what has happened to you at Surflight Theatre.
Well, just a brief little about me. I've been here, volunteered first since 2004.
Okay.
And have worked with Steve since then, actually, except for the last 17, except for 15 and 16. He had shut down. I was just doing just doing tours. So he didn't have a theater company here. So I've seen all kinds of different things and different people. The gentleman I mentioned earlier who started Surflight was Joseph P. Hayes.
Yep.
He actually died in 1976. The people that worked with him kept the theater going for a number of years, and then brought Steve in when he took over in 1996. I could be wrong on that date, but go online. It's online. Don't check my date.
All right.
I'm sure you can edit. But anyway, so when we came back here in 2017, we all worked really, really hard to bring the theater up. And, people were very excited. They couldn't wait to come. Our first show in June, when we reopened, the big opening, and we had lights outside, and people were coming left and right, and we had reporters and all that kind of stuff. Just before the show went up, the lobby wasn't too crowded, but there was a few of us in the lobby. Steve just said, "Oh," he goes, "I thought I got away with that." It's like, no, I was standing right next to you. So I was standing next to Steve. He's 6'1". I'm 5'2". So it kind of towers over me a little bit.
Steve's tall guy.
Huh?
Steve's tall guy. Yeah.
He's a tall guy, yes. And a very extremely talented guy. Plays like 30 instruments, sings. Anyway, so we're standing in the lobby, and Connor, if you remember, we have sconces all along the wall.
I do.
You do. Those are controlled in a little, what do I want to say? Joe's Place. What do I want to say? Joe's Place. A little snack bar.
Okay.
Where we sell water and candy and kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's what, in a closet.
Yeah.
The door's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nobody. There's one person in there. We're standing next to that person. That person was on the other side of the counter, and not anywhere near the door where the controls for the sconces are.
Yeah.
Just before the show goes up, I guess maybe 10 minutes before curtain, the sconces go off. And we're all standing there going, okay. 30 seconds later, they come back on. We're like, whoa. I mean, I still get chills thinking about standing there. It was Joe welcoming us back. I can't do it.
Now,
so he was glad to see us back. It was like, I got goosebumps right now. He was glad to see us back, and his life, the theater was his life, and he was glad we were back.
Yeah, well, he's making sure. So this was right before the show went up.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's making sure.
Opening night.
Yeah, so he's making sure everybody's in their seats, right?
Yeah, like I said, there was a few people in the lobby, and of course my staff in the box office was there, and Steve and I. So whoever, I don't remember who was in Joe's Place at this point, but one of the guys, one of our volunteers, was behind the counter, and we usually stood at the, if you look at the far right side where the coffee pots are, because Steve and his coffee cup as he goes and goes on stage with his coffee cup to introduce everything.
Now,
I don't know if you ever saw him do that, Connor.
I think I watched him do it a couple times.
Yeah.
Now, did anybody run in to check the light switch when this happened?
No, we just all kind of stood there going,
Okay.
It took us, 10, 20 seconds to figure out. It's like, okay. And then all of a sudden they came back on.
All right.
No, I swear, nobody was near any switches.
Yeah.
And there's only one switch, and it's behind a closet door.
And everyone was accounted for.
Yes, everyone was accounted for.
Well,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense due to the setting and, what was going on. Because it's very common. Sometimes you ring the bell. Now, I know you guys have like a ding. You guys have your little chime to get everybody in. Usually after intermission, right?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you guys...
Well, 5 minutes before the show goes up, and then 5 minutes before the show goes up after intermission.
Yeah. But it's not uncommon to have the lights turning on and off to make sure everybody knows. Get your butt inside.
Right.
And Joe was just making sure, I guess.
Yeah. No, that wasn't the case.
Well, very interesting. Very interesting.
It was. And I mean, there's lots of stories of him. People tell the stories like, they see him in the front row from time to time. The ghost light's always on, but I guess he ignores it. And Gail just told me a story. We're getting ready to open a show this weekend.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Gail Steiner, who is Steve's wife, the production manager here, they were trying to get the lights to come back on. And they were having a lot of trouble and what have you. But one green LED light was on. Just one, not the whole string, as you would think with electricity. They're all strung together. It's unusual for just one to be on. Just one.
Huh.
Yeah, they couldn't figure that out either. I mean, they finally got the rest of them to come on, but not sure why just one was on.
Were the other ones might have been loose?
Nope.
Huh.
Nope. They were working on getting them all on, and they're all in a string. They're all connected to each other. One switch pulls them all on. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
That was this afternoon. Well, we've been shut down since New Year's, so,
Are they like the type of lights that if one dies, the whole thing just goes off?
No. No, these are stage lights. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, these are special LED spot type. I don't want to say spots because they're not really spots, but...
Yeah, no, they're, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know the proper term. Hey, I'm front of house. I'm not back house,
Yeah. Well, that's very interesting. I mean, I know that I had my own experiences in Surflight. Not so much in the shop. I mean, I've been working in the scene shop, which is just on the other side of the garage door, which is just backstage of offstage of theater stage right, and there's a garage door that leads into the scene shop. And in that scene shop, there's some set pieces in the back, and I know sometimes I've felt as if there are eyes on me. But my one experience definitely happened when I was up top, working on the backdrops. And I guess I'm not the only one who's had some experiences up there. Whenever this is where all the light rigging is, and it's probably like the warmest spot of the whole theater, except for the very tippy top, where all the other drops are. Now, how tall is that drop space? That's like over 30 feet.
Oh my gosh.
That's like 30.
Yeah, at least 3-4 stories. Yeah,
I forget.
It's way up there.
30 something. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just crazy tall space because we have these huge backdrops that need to rise up and be hidden for either the backdrop behind it or whatever the scene calls for. And so, all that heat rises, and that's where all the par lights are, that's where all the lights are, so it's always a little bit warmer. So I always had to take off my jacket, my hoodie, whenever I'm up there, even during the Christmas show. and I would be up there, and right before the start of the show, now I already taken off my jacket because it's good and warm. People have been opening up the door. I know what it feels like when somebody opens up the door when it's cold out, and then when it shuts. It's like, it's not a big deal. Like, I can tell. But whenever I was up there right before the start of the show, it would get noticeably colder for me up there. And I'd always feel eyes on the back of my neck coming from the lighting nook that's up there. Every single time. Every single time. And it was always the same way. I even brought Shannon up with me one time and just said, hey, sit in for the top of Act 1 and just, sit in. She did, and the intermission, I was like, hey, how'd you feel at the beginning? She's like, it got really cold. Felt like somebody was up there. I'm like, welcome to my world for this whole show,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I definitely felt some things at that theater, too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Beach Haven has a little ghost tour.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, obviously, they include Surflight. But I think every theater has a ghost.
Oh, absolutely.
Just a thing.
Absolutely. I mean, every theater has a ghost light that
Yes.
is lit when the stage is not in use to either light the spirit's way or different spirit actors who might want to find their way back to stage. There's a little bit of haunted history with each and every theater. It seems to come with the territory.
Yeah. Older theaters, not like new ones.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
unless they might have some like old objects and some props that might have some energy attached.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
It could be the space and not just the brick and mortar. You know what I mean? Like it
Right,
could be
yeah.
the land. So many different factors. And,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Well, and our intern that was here in the winter went to leave it off one night. He didn't turn it on one night. I'm like, hello, turn the ghost light on. He's, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't forget to turn that on. No. I was talking to Kellyanne earlier, too, when we were having our little dinner. And she swears that Joe hangs out kind of stage left. She swears there's something else on stage right.
Okay.
She's not sure what or who, but she feels that from time to time.
See, I need to pick her brain about that, because now that you mention that, I remember her, because I, of course, was like, hey, I'm interested in the paranormal, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, I know there's something. But she would never exactly tell me what she felt, because I don't think she wanted to talk about it too much. But
I'm not sure she knows what it really is, or who it is, or, because we all know the Joe story, that's been around for 72 years.
See, I'm very tempted.
Since 76, I shouldn't say 72 years, since 1976, but.
See, I'm tempted to see how the summer goes and everything, and maybe talking to Gail about doing a little overnight in the theater, if she'd be interested in letting us do that. Who knows? But I know that there's energy there. I mean, I felt it firsthand. I've never saw anything there, but definitely felt that there's at least one presence at the theater, and that's just me.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a presence. We've just all dubbed it Joe. But people said older ones that say they knew him. Well, sworn they have seen him.
Yeah.
So it's just come to, that it's Joe. And he's glad we're here.
You know, that's the sense that I got. I never got the sense of
No negativity.
It wasn't negative. It was just keeping an eye on everything.
Yeah, it's not.
Making sure the show's running smoothly, making sure you know what the heck you're doing, and that's just it. Making sure that the show is running smoothly.
Yep.
Could also
Exactly.
be-
It's definitely not negative. It's all good energy.
I was gonna say it could definitely be also old actors too.
I mean, yeah, you never know. And
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what hangs out on stage, right? Yeah. I mean, there's been hundreds, if not, 1,000 actors that have gone through the various iterations of Surflight around the island.
And not to mention the extra history that's right down the street from you guys, right? At the hotel?
Which one? Which hotel? The
Uh,
Angle Line?
yeah, I mean, right down the line, and then going
Right.
past that, you're on the shore.
Right.
Um, isn't that oh, I guess I'm getting something confused. Anyway, I'll have to look it up again. What's the name of the hotel that's right down the street?
Well, there's two. It's the Angle Side to the right.
It's the Angle Side.
The Angle Side Inn. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's been there. Well, it's a different iteration. It was different before that. But yeah, the Ingleside's been there a long time now.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there a shark attack that happened on the shore right in front of the Angleside that inspired
Yep.
some of the events in the book that led to the movie Jaws?
Exactly. Yep.
Boom, 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 boom. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's what I was trying to get into.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I mean, Long Beach Island definitely has a history for being just small.
Yeah.
It's a little island, but it's got a lot of things going on.
And sharks.
And sharks.
As long as it doesn't turn into Sharknado.
Sharknado.
Oh God.
No, I'll be the first one to say it. Nobody wants that to happen in any iteration.
No. Well, I mean, think back. This used to be Indian hunting ground and fishing ground here.
It's true. It's true. So yeah, exactly.
They paddle over from the mainland over in Tuckerton and come fishing and hunting here.
So there's definitely a history and there's definitely energy all about the place. I mean, when I was there, I could just tell there was stuff going on. What was going on? I had no idea, but I could just tell that there was a lot of energy on that island. Not just at Surflight, but the whole island. There's a certain energy. Not to say that it's good or bad, but that there is definitely an energy on that particular bank of sand.
Yeah, it's a bank of sand.
It is. But yeah. Well, Mary, is there anything else of note that you'd like to share with us tonight?
No, I really don't. I mean, the paranormal is interesting, and I don't know whether I believe in ghosts or whatever, but there's stuff out there. There's people out there that watch over us, and keep us on the straight and narrow, so to speak.
Yeah.
And we have our own angel, ghost, whatever you want to call Joe, keeping tabs on us.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not so scary. Sometimes it is a comforting, thought to know that someone's looking after.
Yeah. I didn't.
Yeah, definitely, and and a good guy. Buddy, I didn't know him personally at all.
Well, maybe a little bit now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I felt him from time to time, and especially that opening night was like bizarre.
Yeah.
So, from all accounts, he was a good guy.
I mean, from everything I've heard and read, it certainly seemed like he cared about the theater, and he cared about its longevity and its future too. And to know that it's continuing on, I'm sure. He has every right to be there. That is his business, I suppose. Well, I don't know.
And I don't want to discount that. When the previous administration was here and they went bankrupt and shut it down. I mean, there was talk about tearing this place down and putting up condos, houses. I don't know if he didn't have a hand in that not happening.
Could be.
We can't say that it did not.
I don't want to say he scared him off or anything, but just, people there would have been fights in the street if they tore this thing down. And I would have started it. But, maybe he had a hand in, turning the tide on the bank and bringing, putting a bug in Al Parinello's ear when he visited here. You never know.
Perhaps. Well, I know he put a bug in my ear every time I was about to lift up the curtain for the top of Act 1. Made sure I was doing it right, that's for sure.
Yep.
He was hovering over your back, making sure you weren't going to mess it up.
Oh, yeah. Well, he made me nervous. He made me nervous enough that I felt like I was gonna. But no, it was all good. But I definitely felt something when I was there, whether it be Joe, whether it be something else. I truly believe there's something going on in Surflight, and it's something to take notice to when it happens.
Yeah.
Not that I understand what it is, but just that something is going on. Well, hey, thank you so much for
You're welcome,
being here and talking to us, and maybe if you don't mind, ask around, ask anybody else if they have a paranormal tale that they like to share, and get Killian to talk to us and share what she's seen from her time being stage manager and master of props.
Props and stage manager and assistant stage manager. Yeah, we all have.
You name it.
Brian, haven't you figured it out yet? We all have like 12 titles here.
Yeah. I mean, I know I was running around with like a chicken with my head cut off, doing every little thing here and there at Surflight. But hey, it was great, and that's how you make these. As Brian knows from being with me and doing things with me, and anybody in theater and the arts knows. I mean, that's what you do. You got to do what you have to do to make it happen, and it's gonna happen. And how it happens, it's a mystery, but it happens.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, with a big full-time staff of 4 people, we all do multiple things.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
As long as you have some kind of backing, you can make dreams happen. So.
We do try. All right, guys. Thanks. This was fun.
Hey, well, I'm so glad that you had fun. I know we had a little bit of technical hold-ups.
I'm sorry, couldn't get the video going.
But hey, that's how it goes. I mean, maybe who knows? Maybe one day in the future, our team will be able to safely come down and visit you guys.
Yeah, I hope so.
And I mean, it'd be great. I'd love to see you again. Love to see the whole crew again. Love to see the theater again. Love to say hi to Joe again. But especially that scene shop. I think about that scene shop here and there. I miss working in there. It was a fun time. Always a challenge, but I was always ready for the challenge. And, it was a good time. It was a great time. I'm so glad you guys are doing well, and you guys have more shows coming up, and hopefully a full 2021 season ahead of you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. We got it going on.
All right, great. Well, hey, everybody listening, please check out Surflight Theatre, located in Long Beach Island, New Jersey. Check out their shows if you love entertainment on the beach, if you can get down to the shore. They're always doing great. Usually Broadway shows, different touring shows, here and there, different acts, right, in select times. What's your website again?
www.surflight.org.
And there you have it. So please check out the website, see what they got going on. And if you really want to go to the beach and check out a wonderful show with excellent production value, Surflight it is.
Minus the shark attacks.
Minus the shark attacks. Just, Be safe no matter what you do.
Yep.
Well,
Okay,
Mary,
guys.
thank you so much for joining
All
us.
right. It was good to talk to you, Connor. You guys take care.
It was excellent to talk to you. Be safe.
Yep.
Yep. Just have a good one and stay safe.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anything happens, let us know.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another installment of Dental Dusk Paranormal Podcast. We were just joined with Mary from Surflight Theatre, located in Long Beach Island, New Jersey. Brian, what did you think about that?
That was actually quite interesting. Like a little bit of the history and the haunt,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just nothing negative. So, like, I would actually like to go and experience it.
Oh, I mean,
I've experienced everything from negative to positive to
strange.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
nothing really bothers me investigating. So I would just like to maybe like prove like actual valid claims of what's going on.
Yeah. I mean,
Like I would
it would
like,
almost be great to be there during a show. Because that's generally when things are happening,
yeah,
But that's just not always the case. I would love to go down and investigate the theater. We are actively trying right now to investigate the local theater, Bloomsburg Theater Ensemble. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, the lights turning off and on right before the show. I mean, that's not an uncommon thing at any live theater. I've been to Broadway. The lights coming off and on to get your butt back in the seat.
yeah.
If no one was in there, why else would they be turning off and on?
And like with the theater, like I've never really went to like actual live theater, so
Yeah, you're not a theater guy. I mean,
never.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
But like I just don't know like all the terms and stuff, so that's like new to me.
Yeah. Well, not everybody's familiar with anything having to do with the paranormal, so.
Oh, true. Yeah. But if it's a haunted theater, yeah, I'll go check it out.
Oh, of course. No, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's there. I don't know what is there, but I know that something is going on at Surflight. Just because the energy that I've felt, and from different stories from other people saying that I felt energy there too. So yeah. No, but that was great. I'm so happy she talked with us.
Oh yeah.
Just a reminder for you, the listener. If you have any paranormal encounter, experience, or know a friend who has something crazy strange that happened to them, please contact us at Dental Dusk Paranormal on Facebook.com and drop us a message and let us know, like give us a little description of what happened to you, and hopefully we can talk to you on the show and make it happen. So yeah, that'd be great. Brian, any last thoughts before I stop recording?
We had a good guest, and some good stories, and awesome history of how it started,
Yeah.
and that's about all I got.
Are you scared? Are you spooked? You will be. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We're going to try to keep on lining up more spooky tales and creepy encounters, and just have more content to share with everybody. And we just hope we keep on getting people who are interested in sharing their paranormal encounters with us, so we can keep it going. And then in the spring, the summer, hopefully we'll be boots on the ground and investigating actual places. Saw a little dust thing go in front of me. That was not an orb, people. It's just a little piece of dust. You know, there's a difference. There's a difference. All right. Well, all right, man. If you're good, I'm good. So, all right, everybody.
Stay safe.
Stay spooky. Take care.